Hello, everyone. I've noticed that people have been giving fringe elements a lot of good advice about debating and generally handling a direct conflict involving rhetoric. But there's something that I think would be very, very helpful for him to know. And that's that he made it pretty clear in setting the terms of the debate that he was going to lose. Because, if I recall correctly, the exact wording was the debate was going to be about race and IQ. And when you attempt to link two things, there are two things you've got to deal with. Specificity or two things that you have to deal with that he didn't. Specificity and falsifiability. They pretty much go hand in hand. Falsifiability is simply, can I set up a test that demonstrates that this conclusion is false? Not can you prove it false, but is it possible to set up a situation where it could be demonstrated that this connection, hypothesis, whatever you're setting up, is false? And second, specificity. Is this statement, are the terms I'm using, is the concept specific enough that I can meaningfully address it in a human timescale? And I don't mean watching evolution happen. I mean, can we have this conversation in a way that is useful? And the answer to both of those questions is no. Because when you're talking about race and IQ, you're talking about two very general things, especially when you expand or alter race to talk about different populations without defining anything in a more specific way. You use IQ and intelligence interchangeably. Let me give you an example. If I were to say that all drivers of baby blue cars were assholes, that would be a very general statement that would be very, very difficult to prove. If I were to say that all drivers of 1980s Volvo station wagons that were baby blue were fuckers who would cut you off while moving at highway speeds in residential roads, and if you invited them to your party, were very likely to, instead of backing out of the driveway like a sane human being, would just crank the wheel over to the right and do a lawn job on their way over the curb, thereby leaving a nice long 2-car length gouge in your grass for the morning. That's something you could examine and determine whether or not you knew what you were talking about. So, obviously you didn't have to get that specific in this, in your debate. But generally, when you're framing the terms of the debate, you want to think, okay, is this an idea that is falsifiable, and can I prepare myself against it? And in your case, the idea you'd want to present as falsifiable is, are race, or whatever you want to call it, and IQ not linked, since that's the side you were arguing was that they were linked. And I still disagree with you, provided I have any clue of what you were talking about, given the fact that you really couldn't articulate it yourself anyway. But I don't know. The other thing was you were speaking in a very, very general thing. So next time you decide to challenge someone to a debate, narrow down what you want to challenge them on and expect that they will want to negotiate. If they don't want to negotiate anything, if they just accept the terms right off the bat, take a good look at what you're getting into, because there's a good chance you're screwed. Thank you for your time and attention.